Hello, everybody. I think that's
Hello.
right. Happy New Year. Yes. Happy New Year. How's everybody doing? This is so weird to watch the stream at the same time as talking because it's quite delayed. And,
Yeah, it's always weird.
Anyway.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thanks for joining us. So I don't know how many of you know out there, but tonight is a special episode. Holidays were crazy, so I just didn't have the prep time that I normally do. So I decided to give myself a break, and this episode is just going to be us kind of chatting with you. You guys can ask questions, and I'm doing great, Chomp. Thank you for asking. So that was the question number one. We do have a channel on our Discord if you wanted to ask us questions, but we're also reading the live chat for those of you who
we're doing both. And you may notice we're missing someone.
Yes, we are missing Hades today, and that is because he is buried underneath 18 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be joining us late, hopefully. He might not. I know that he's a little occupied, but anyway, there's three of us, so this is who you get.
Right.
I hope that's all right. So, I don't really have a format to this episode, and that's kind of the point of it.
Right.
Is that we just kind of do whatever. You have no snow? That's a problem.
Yeah. You live somewhere without snow? That's terrible.
Where do you live that you have no snow?
Unless if you're in like Australia and it's summer right now, I would get that, I suppose. So
that's true.
I shouldn't judge you. It's weird to me that Christmas in Australia is in summertime.
There's supposed to be snow.
Right? Silly Australians.
Oh, cold rain is horrible. I would much rather snow than cold rain.
Yeah, every day. I love when it snows because it actually warms everything up.
Yeah. The sun reflecting off of it.
Yeah, and I go solar blind.
I'm blinding you, yeah.
Yep.
38 and wet.
So let's see.
It's the name of my autobiography.
38 and wet? No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's about taking showers. And I'm not even 38 yet, so it really doesn't work out.
Doesn't work.
By the time you get the
either
autobiography written, don't even...
See? Then it'll work.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
There we go.
All right. Would you like me to ask you a question from the Discord?
Sure. Let's start with our questions from the Discord. So, I don't know if I said this, and to any podcast listeners that we might have for this episode, we have a Discord set up, which all of you should join. Absolutely. There is an invite. It will be
in the description.
This description.
Yeah, I always put descriptions on the...
But this is not going to be like a traditional episode. We're not going to put this on YouTube.
You're right.
I don't know how our podcast listeners are going to listen to this. So, but no!
We'll work it out.
We will figure out something.
Yes, more friends.
I don't know who I'm talking to. I guess just whoever's here.
Right. Oh, hi.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Mark.
Anyway, so what I was saying is, this is a special episode. We're just going to answer some questions. If you guys have any, just chat with you.
Yeah. And just BS.
Yeah. So, why don't you bring up the first question? And, yes, podcast people, find our Twitch and join the Discord, yes.
Yes, please. More friends.
100%.
All right, so how much do you plan before it happens?
Oh, this is a question for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How much do I plan before it happens?
I think this is for... Is it everyone, though? Or just...
Possibly.
Maybe, I think that's a valid question. Let's take it more open. I agree. Yeah. Why don't... I mean, I'm the GM, so the obvious person the question is directed towards me, but that's not necessarily true. As far as my prep work, I prep a lot of things. I have kind of an idea of who the NPCs are and kind of their personalities and a little bit of their backstory. I have extensive notes on locations, NPC profiles, gang profiles, corporation profiles, and I kind of have this like slowly getting fleshed out as I introduce things. For all the prep work that I do, I will say at least 60% of it is still improv, though.
Yeah, because we messed with you so much.
Yeah, a lot of things happen
Because of us.
that I wasn't expecting, and so I have to improv that and put it into the world. So
Like, what food
sometimes
vending machine do I find on the street?
sometimes you'll see me taking notes during, maybe during the stream. I can't remember if I know that I have taken notes during the stream, but
I take notes during
so
our
that way it
edits
can
when I'm
come up
editing it.
later. Oh, okay. So, and then I have, I usually have, at least for this scenario, I had kind of the area, I knew where the players were going, so I was very easily able to draw the map of what the story was, and that was obviously done beforehand.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's for me.
I don't plan anything. I usually have some kind of concept as to what I'm I think I might do. Based on what happened in the previous episode, I kind of think about where my characters in their headspace and how they're going to react to what's going on. That's why usually at the beginning of the session is when I have the most definite, firm plan on what's going on, and then as it goes, I'm like, seat of my pants. So, but that being said, I do spend about 5 to 10 minutes before stream. Usually, I didn't this week, but usually, focused on just kind of thinking about how the character thinks, so that I'll react to things as naturally as I can for that character. So.
I definitely have an ongoing list of things, so I know what Moxie's goals are, and then if there are things that happened during the stream, I'll give myself a little like checklist of things. So when when Moxie asked Angus all those questions, it was from a list I already had, so I wouldn't forget anything because I have the memory of a goldfish. So I generally have a list at the start of all my notes for the episode just to make sure I don't miss things.
It's a great idea.
They come
that
through.
is a good idea. I like your idea of getting taken 10 minutes before everything to kind of get in character. That's a really cool idea. As a player, I don't think I could do it as a GM since I play too many people.
What is it being Night City?
Play everybody. But as a player, that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Just kind of taking a moment to get in it.
All right. This is more for the players, I think, but also for you too,
Sure.
As the GM. Like, have there been any really?
Exactly, Chunk.
Have any of you been really pleased with character moments that you've had or interactions? If so, what were your favorites?
I'm gonna take I will answer. I'd like to answer this one last and turn it over to you guys.
Okay. Moxie, do you have a?
I had to think about this. When her deduction skill really came in handy and gave her a little more of a specific importance to the group, that was a really great moment for her, and for me as a player, and not at the time, but definitely since. Her hand being blown off has been a really great moment because it's set this tone of just this world is real and it is gritty and anything could happen and you're not safe, and I think we've all seen how things have progressively been more cautious since that first moment.
Right. No, for sure. That's something I love about the system is that anything can be deadly. For sure. I liked my mental breakdown I had.
Yes.
Dude, that was such a good scene.
To be honest, we've had a lot of moments that I really enjoyed that were interactions between characters. Like when Moxie was, trying to be caregiver for me while still being mean to Ewan at the same time. That I loved that. When you're like, aren't you going to tell him the truth? Why are we really asking him to choose? Like, I really enjoyed that. So, I mean, I think that every session there's at least one interaction that I personally have that I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. I really liked that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to kind of echo what you guys have already said because, I mean, we've only had 4 episodes so far, so there hasn't been a grand amount of time, a big pool of character moments. But I will say that the character moments we have had have been pretty fucking awesome. To name a few of my favorite, I mean, obviously, I loved when I blew your hand off. That was
Yeah.
so fucking. It was like so vital to set the mood of this, and I didn't realize how vital it would be. But like when I'm looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that needed to happen. It was perfect that it happened, how it happened. And which was not my intention at the time. I was like, oh God, how do I communicate to her that this is not good without doing it? And so I just didn't. And
well, even talking to you the next day, you were like, I
felt so guilty.
I
came to bed to my
messaged me
wife
right away.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad.
Yeah. I came to bed to my wife and I was like, I blew Jess's hands off. Jess and her are friends, so she's like, oh no.
Welcome to Cyber.
Yeah, but it was like perfect.
It was. It was really great.
And I like that you didn't take the immediate easy out too, and it's still been kind of like affecting your character because I certainly gave you a way to handle it as soon as possible. And this is just something that's in the rules, by the way. I'm not just giving it to you. This is something that's there. Hands are actually very readily available, apparently. So yeah.
Good to know.
So yeah.
But
that was a cool moment. Few more things. No, it's okay. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, you telling that story actually reminded me how much I love Moxie's moment with the Andersons in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
I forgot about that moment
was a
until
good
just now,
moment.
and I was like, "Oh yeah, I love that."
I forget about the episode 0 because everything's so. It's like episode 0 in my head canon is like this kind of alternate reality where things are like near what they are.
Bizarro world.
It's not quite canon.
Quite there.
Yeah.
Though from that episode, I did enjoy when Wraith went and was just super like rebel to
to
you don't own the
military,
street.
to the Militech agents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was great.
and ended in a little bit of bloodshed. That was so weird because the Cyberpunk Red rules are just so kind to you, and
oh yeah, it's so much
the jumpstart rules. And yeah, no, it's definitely taken a tone when Jason shot that guy's face off in the last episode. Just when he was like peeking out the corner, that was a cool moment. Also, going back to the question, that was kind of a character moment, I suppose.
I was going to say, I wrote down like character moments for others that I liked, and when Cass got to blow off that dude's head, that was
cool.
For him, I was like, that was a cool moment.
Yeah.
For Wraith, it was definitely that heartbreaking. I almost cried listening to you tell Z.
I was really crying.
Yeah, Chump, I agree. I do like how Focus and Moxie and Angus were on the plot, and Wraith was just like, get burritos, because that's our lovable games for you.
Yes.
The next moment I think that comes to mind most immediately is the one with Angus and Moxie in the hallway in the Cube Motel.
The confrontation.
That was a really cool moment. And I just got to sit back and watch it, which is very cool for me because I like when I've created a world which can draw out emotions of people. And there was certainly some in that scene. And a little bit of sexual tension, I think.
Yeah.
But so it was cool. Anyway, so I thought it was cool. The next moment I like is there's a moment Cass, he's kind of he's Hades is kind of a shy guy, so sometimes it's hard to get him to come out of his shell. But we had this moment when he and Cammy were talking about like their kind of current like ambitions, I guess, and she has a moment where she tells him that this city is going to eat him alive. I thought that was a cool moment. Because his character is kind of this happy-go-lucky guy where things don't really affect him, and so her, by contrast, she's like, no, this city can do dark things to you, and it's going to happen. And so I thought that was a cool moment. I don't know if that resonated with anybody else, but I enjoyed it. She says something like "never fade away," in reference to his ambition to become somebody, to leave a mark. Oh no, we lost Jess, I think.
I don't know what happened.
Just video though.
Holy crap, we're scrambled.
I'm still here. I don't know what happened.
I don't know how to fix this.
We tried turning it off and back on again.
No.
I don't know what I'm doing.
It's never
That
happened.
is true.
Right?
Can you
This
turn
is not
on
an
and
issue
off
with
your
that.
video from Zoom?
I can certainly try.
There.
And thank you, Tom, for the sweet things about my hoodie. Let's see how do I do this.
I will say when I was doing the audio editing for that scene, that your ambitions are to just keep doing this until something kills you. Like the city is gonna eat you alive. Like you're not gonna leave. Because he was talking about like the big score until I get the big score, and she's like, "Oh, sweet summer child."
Yeah, exactly.
I loved that.
I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah.
Just personally, maybe it's because I got to act in it, but it was very cool. God, sorry. I will go over the last one that stays in my mind, and obviously it's something that's already been discussed. We're so scrambled that I feel bad for our audience.
I know. I was trying to fill time there.
Okay, give me.
I've tried turning it off and turning it on, and that doesn't.
It's just
seem
not
to be
working.
I don't
Okay.
know what happened.
Let me see if I can.
Should I?
Disconnect, reconnect, maybe.
I am gonna just put it.
Oh, thank you for giving me a thumbs up back. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Should I just leave and call and come back?
Yeah, try that.
Okay.
How's it going? Patient Zero, I believe, is your username.
Hey there. We are currently experiencing some technical difficulties. We are working through them.
We need a splash screen for technical difficulties.
I have the BRB one. I guess I
Right.
could go to that, but I mean, better to talk.
We usually work everything out beforehand. This is actually the first time we've, for no reason, lost video and still had audio.
That is odd. Why can't she come back? Oh, because I have to admit her.
You have to tell her she's allowed to come back.
So I don't get randos in here.
Right.
There you
Okay.
go.
Are we back? Well, that was fun.
Yes.
Oh,
I got
hi!
lost- I was lost in the
You
ether.
are.
Welcome back from
And
the
now,
cyberspace.
stop this one.
Thank you.
And that should put everybody back in place. Cool.
Yay!
Yay! Sorry.
Cool.
I apparently had to be difficult.
Welcome back. Well, welcome, Patient Zero. I'm glad that you could make it.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks for joining.
We were
Twitch can be a real jerk.
we were
someday.
just going over our favorite character moments in our episode so far, and the last one I'll bring up is the scene with you and Z. I think that's pretty obvious. At least winner in my heart. I really saw you come through as a character and really get in there and get emotional. And I was like, damn. I didn't even know what to have her say to you, so so I just made her leave because I thought that was the most appropriate thing to do. Yeah, that seemed the most appropriate thing she could do.
There's a lot of backstory with Z and all that kind of stuff and Rico that I haven't really brought up at all in game yet. So,
but yeah, I think you can see parts of it as things continue.
So I think that's spoilers stuff coming up. But I think that her leaving was the most logical choice for what's going on. So
yeah, well, I was like, damn, bravo! If there was an Oscars of the year, I think you would have won.
As much as I love that scene, and it felt really good doing it, and I was like actually crying when it was over. But like I felt like it was very good and organic the way it went.
Yeah.
When I was doing the audio, I was like, oh, my voice did not pick up any of this sadness when I was doing the podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the podcast. Like,
some quiet violins behind it, so.
I mean, that is something that we could consider doing to our podcast, is adding some music in there. But
I thought about it because it might make it more aesthetic, might make it more interesting for the audience.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say aesthetic, but that doesn't work for audio.
Something to consider. Jess, you said you had other character moments.
No, Cass's headshot was one, and then Games' emotional moment.
Yeah,
was definitely the other.
Yeah, that was a really good scene.
I also liked Ewan's scene that he had when he was trying to basically talk down the gang after I pissed everybody off. He's like, look, he's an idiot.
Oh, that brings up that moment in Bizarro episode 0 when he's talking to Rex, and he's like, "Look, man, I don't have a lot to give you right now."
That was so honest, though.
He was honest. It was that was a really good scene too. And then Rex just burns the cigarette into his wall. Just be like, tells him like, "Look, you work under me, pretty much." It was cool. It was a cool moment. Hey, Wolf! How's it going, buddy?
What's up?
I don't know. That was kind of a howl.
Let's see. The next question. What do your characters do to relax?
The breaker box. Man, I'm never I tried so hard to get free rent, and
mystery never solved.
Did not work out.
You technically did get free rent.
No, for something that no longer exists.
Because the rent we paid, we didn't get a house to live in.
Oh, that's how that works.
Hey, Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's, buddy.
Happy New Year.
So what do your characters
Actually, no,
do
wait, before we go to the next one.
Yeah.
Can I ask about, if it's not going to come up, I would like to guess, with the electricity in the building?
You want to ask me what has happened? It was just faulty electricity. Nothing special.
Was it just faulty? It wasn't. I thought it might be
sabotage.
Sabotage, yeah.
No, it wasn't sabotage. It was just what they call a red herring.
Okay.
That reminded me of Clue, the movie, and the communists were red herrings.
Yeah, no, there was nothing to it. Just thought it would be interesting, and
it was. I totally thought it was sabotage.
Can I ask a vague question about episode 0?
Sure.
It asks that I'm going to ask it vague enough that you can answer it even though you may not want to. Are there any survivors of the building?
I don't want to answer that.
I figured.
Yeah.
But you not answering
Technically, there's 3.
Yeah, minimum.
At least 3.
So
good.
3.
Well, see, if there's more survivors, that's more people I have to pay out this concert money to. So
give
right
red
now my
herring
cut's
to
really
Bridge
big. I miss that. The doing like what is it? Muds? Exit
Oh,
direction.
yeah. Yeah, I don't want to say anything more than that. I mean, you at least know there's one not survivor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Andersons.
Just Molly.
Literally Andersons.
Yeah, that would be a terrible enemy for us to just wake up tomorrow and realize we have. The Andersons blame us for what happened for some reason. They're real jerks.
Because the Anders are terrifying? Andersons
They are.
terrifying?
They hold the streets.
They hold the streets. Not anymore, they don't.
Yeah,
They're
this
smeared
she wants her
on the
hand back.
streets. At least one of them. God, I hope... God, I hope you use that hand.
Yeah. Just the situations that can come from that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. No, it's yep.
Could
What's
be
the
cool.
thing? It's a hard decision because like
I'm trying to think. It's the
so
right
someone
hand.
who's
Is that
yes,
A-N-D-E? Is that how
yeah,
it works?
yeah.
So you have R... You do have R-S-O-N.
No.
Yeah.
I lost my right hand, so I would have
Wait.
A-N-D-E.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We need to
I'll
write
have
on
to
our hand.
tattoo
Where's the pen?
R-S-O. Yeah.
I was hoping it was the R-O-S-O-N that you had for some reason.
I mean, I'm sure I can always paint over it. And
Right.
Just find the other hand.
buff
and
it out.
Replace the other one. Have both.
Yeah.
That way you have Anderson on
With
yours.
your... So you can go cyber psycho because you got Molly Anderson's hands.
Yes. That would be
Wear
so fitting
gloves.
somehow.
Yeah, you
Right.
could wear a glove.
Human
the other
colored
one.
gloves. All right. What do we do to relax? Blank. You need to pick one NPC. And
What does your character do to relax?
Uh huh.
Yeah, I was thinking just leather ones. Leather.
Human leather.
You feed a red herring to George Lucas dressed as a troll to get past the bridge. That's awesome.
I like
That
it.
sounds amazing.
I have never played that game, but that almost has sold me on it.
Right? Yeah. No, I'm in.
Yeah. Which is surprising because I was really into those adventure games like Quest for Glory and King's Quest and Sierra ones, Leisure Suit Larry. I loved all of them.
My friend Josh was playing what is it, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 the other day, and it reminded me of Police Quest for some reason, just that era of graphics.
Oh, yeah, fair. It is that era of graphics. Good old 90s video games. All right, so
We do
what
need to
does your
start making
character
those
do
things,
to
we know.
relax, and which character are you going to choose? For me.
Yeah.
So, but I need some time to think, I guess. But so go ahead with. Why don't we go with you, Jess?
Oh, that's you know what? Moxie hasn't told me yet what she does to relax. I did debate answering this question by saying Cat's Cradle, which she can't do anymore. Play the guitar, which she can't do anymore. But that's like being a dead horse. So, but no, I don't.
Double
I'm
finger
not-
guns.
Dead horse. Pull finger guns. That's her favorite thing.
Used to be.
Used to be.
One day, I will again.
Now she's just single
I'm
pistol.
not, I'm not sure at this moment what she does to relax. She hasn't let me know. She's got too much going on that's pushing her forward that she doesn't actually have that downtime right now.
I don't see Moxie
not
as a
sure.
person who relaxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see her
Right
as
now,
somebody who
she's-
like just gets into her work and that's how she relaxes.
That's
is
her
figuring it out.
Yeah,
figuring
it's
out
not
how
even
to
zen.
make
She just gets
something work.
just stays at a progressively angst level from all the research that she does.
Yeah.
Angry typing the whole time.
Angry typing is Moxie's relaxation.
Yeah, one hand.
Definitely.
Oh, I see.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, I think that was close. So that was something fun to think about for her character, and maybe she'll find it again.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Cool.
Fair enough. This is a cop-out answer, but it's kind of the answer. So I know that Wraith does a lot of drugs and drinking, but I don't think that's to relax. I think that's more for the persona than for his wants and needs.
Yeah.
I think that performing is probably what he does to relax. Like that, being on stage brings him peace.
So in a way, he's the same. Is kind of a workaholic.
Yeah,
But does
that's
it
what
bring
he
him
does
peace
for
because he gets
for
to be
relaxing.
someone else for those 30 minutes on stage? Where the
I think-
only thing in his life that matters is...
I actually see it the opposite way. I see that like when he's off stage, he has to have the bravado of like, oh, I'm a rap superstar, even though he's nothing. But on stage, he just gets to say his words, the things that he's written, and play music.
Right.
And so I don't think he has to try. Like in his normal life, he has to try to be something, whereas on stage, he just does what he likes.
That's really cool.
That's fair. Yeah, that's cool.
That might be a dumb answer, but
No, I like it.
No, it's good. Hades hasn't tried to join the call, has he? Hold on a second.
I don't know. You're the only one that can see that.
No, he hasn't. So I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, exactly. Wraith gets to be himself on stage, whereas he's trying to put up a rock persona otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't think that's a cop-out. That's a legit answer.
Yeah, that's a legit answer.
I worry when I think things. I'm like, that might just make sense to me.
I get that feeling.
I'm trying to think about my characters. I would say that T1K, Terminator Face, he is who I'm going to choose as with the NPC. What he likes to do for relaxing is certainly beating the absolute shit out of somebody. That
money was
is
like
what
gardening.
I see him just really enjoying. It doesn't matter if they particularly made him mad or anything. He just wants to see somebody get hurt and bleed. And and because he did it, that makes him happy. Yeah.
Simple man.
That is a really simple kind of man.
I get it. I get where he's coming from.
He didn't have a good home life. If you might have guessed.
Right? Two loving parents, no real dramas.
Two loving parents. Wait, what? No.
Well, it's
I'm
like-
trying to think of my other NPCs because he's not a real one that anybody gives a shit about. Rex,
I love him.
you like T1K?
Yeah,
The rarest
because him and I are old buddies.
Rex, what would he do to relax? That dude probably, he strikes me as the type that would just sit on his couch watching some old rerun of like a spy movie or a TV series and just drinking and smoking cigars. That sounds like something that Rex is going to do to relax.
But not like James Bond. It has to
Not
be
like James Bond.
in, like,
Something really
Friends
obscure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's more a needlepoint kind of guy. What about Cammy? Okay, Cammy. Trying to think, because I could see her going a few ways. The most obvious one, in my opinion, since she's a net runner, her biggest thing is that she likes some escapism. So something like Elf Lines Online would probably be up her alley. She spends a lot of time in that world trying to get away from herself and to do that. But I think I mean that's really good on a superficial level. Cammy probably strikes me as somebody who likes to spend some time just on her bed listening to music and just thinking about life and trying to figure out what she's doing. So I think that is... She definitely plays elf lines and gets super involved in that when she's not on work time, but I think that to actually relax, that's how she does it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's like a maxed level in Elfline online, right?
Yeah,
Whatever
I would
her
think
character
so.
is.
Several
like-
accounts.
Several characters, yeah.
oh, max level, max gear.
Exactly. And that's why it's not relaxing for her, because she's stressed about the next raid.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Has she ever?
Did you hear
has she
about the new
ever
raid boss?
hacked?
Huh?
Elf, has she ever hacked and given herself gear?
No, I think that she's somebody who would play that game very seriously and within the bounds of the rules.
Does she exploit duplication glitches when they first come out?
I would think
Because-
that glitches are fair game.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
Glitches are fair game, but breaking the code, that's something she does for her job.
Right.
You know.
So
It's
I get
just
it.
been a dude run.
Yeah.
I was streaming Back for Blood last night
Does she
at like
punish hackers?
1 in the morning.
Hmm.
Ooh.
That's
Other
a good
cheaters?
question. Other cheaters,
Yeah.
yeah. I would think so. Yeah, I think she would go out of her way to fuck with them.
I
Farms
can
for
see that
coin.
for sure.
And makes extra cash with farming for coin. Yeah, sells her accounts. Absolutely.
On the markets, yeah. Back when you could sell like World of Warcraft gold for real money.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you can do that in Elflines as well. Or it
Yeah.
talks about it in the chapter anyway.
Yeah. There will always be a market for that kind of thing.
Exactly.
But I typically don't cheat in games.
Then she
That's,
empties. Yeah, she punishes them in real life. I like that a lot.
She takes all their money and then converts it to in-game money and gives it to people.
Kind
Nuclear
of like
sorting.
an odd spin on Robin Hood. Yes.
I like it. It's
Or-
good mythology.
Yeah. Or keeps it. Her struggles with money currently indicate she does not keep anything.
Though. Yeah, for sure.
That's what she's most stressed about, I think.
None of us are doing great
The
as far as
current
money
state.
goes.
No, you
Well,
guys are all
Actually,
very
is
poor.
it no Cass? Cass is doing okay. He's got to be doing okay
Cass,
because he keeps
Cass
paying
is
for
doing
everything.
okay. That's because Cass is a couch surfer.
Yeah, and didn't spend any startup money.
And didn't
Some
spend
of
any
us who
startup
only
money.
spent some starting money still lost it all.
The way I see Cass working currently is he has the money from character gen, and he's spending it on frivolous things, and it's gonna run out,
That's true.
and
I
he's
see
gonna
him
be in
As
trouble.
that happy-go-lucky guy that like stays on your couch for a couple of days and then moves on to somebody else's house. But like while he's at your house, he like buys you pizza and stuff. You know. Like,
Yeah. He
and
takes care
I
of
see
you.
the character. Yeah.
Yeah, that
Low
I
cost
can
of
see
living.
about Hades. Or Cass, I mean. Not Hades. Hades himself is a very responsible dude.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough. The next question was for me.
So I gave you 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. What's the next question?
It was why was the album going to be called Remembrance Stories of Betrayal before Rico had
I
betrayed
actually
me?
asked the same question.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Partially because of a lot of backstory stuff that we haven't gotten into. But partially because like now that Rico's dead and effectively Z's not in the picture, I can name it whatever I want. So I needed something catchy.
I think that the
Something
idea
very
is that it
marketable.
wasn't named that before the scene, right?
No, it wasn't. But I think that may have been on a list of names that we were considering.
Oh.
Because so we do a lot of political music, but we try to relate it to more of a everyman stance, like Atmosphere does, but think more political than that, but like something that you can relate to. So I think that a lot of the betrayal that we were talking about in the songs on the album were both with love and with corporations, because we're very disillusioned by the wars and everything that's been going on. But I think it worked 2 ways. So
It's a good album name.
yeah.
That's what.
Too bad it's lost.
Right?
You guys are so close.
Yeah,
I am
haven't-
actually surprised you retreated from that scene when you did. I mean, it made sense. It totally made sense, but there was... I think you could have probably pressed it a little further.
There was...
Because the backup had just arrived. And I think you knew that. I don't know. Maybe not.
I
No,
needed...
we did, because Rafe told us when they got there.
Yeah. I needed to escape to keep my cover of the concert being legit.
Mhm.
But I think it was still in their best interest for them to leave.
Yeah, my deciding factor, because man, I tried. My deciding factor was I'd have to go around and come down the street in the same side as the gang, as Maelstrom. And I would very easily appear as one of the gang versus if I was coming from the side of the security. And that was my... I did not want to get gunned down as a potential gang.
Right.
member.
Fair enough.
You don't want that to be in your obituary.
No.
Noted gang member Moxie.
And you left to maintain your cover. Okay, that makes sense. I guess that was my question for you guys, because I was so surprised by that when you all left.
Though I haven't given up on it, if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay.
This album's important to me, so I haven't given up on it. I'm not gonna try to focus more time of the story because I know we have other stuff going on it. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't,
You guys
maybe
lead the
hire
story.
somebody.
I just work here.
That doesn't mean I wouldn't necessarily hire somebody to go look for it or something like that. But I won't take up any more of our time in the plot.
I think you should do whatever your character would do.
Yeah,
And
Moxie's
I will
definitely
make
gonna
up
keep her
things to
eye
do.
on it.
Yeah.
To work with that. That's another thing about Cyber. I mean, especially right now in our campaign, we don't really have any overarching plot or anything. It's just kind of been like... I mean, I guess you kind of do.
Yeah, but I love that about stories is like the Seinfeld stories. Yes, there is a plot. There is like plot points that occur, but what happens from day to day doesn't really matter because it ultimately will build towards that ending anyway.
Right.
So, and it puts a lot of work on you, but I think it's fun for me.
Yeah, I look forward to the outcome as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll see. But yeah, kind of. I mean, I have like some things written about what things can do and where they will go, if, barring any interaction from you guys. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, do whatever you want, because I'll work with it.
All right.
I mean,
so, space
whatever
is a
makes
thing in
sense for the
setting.
character, I should say.
So, I think we should try to get into space.
Oh my god.
Space pirates.
Makes no sense from
No.
your character's perspective right now.
You don't know?
Okay.
You only have my backstory. You don't know.
Deep down, he always wanted to be an astronaut, so...
He thinks his album was shipped to space.
See? And how dare you tell him that he's wrong about it?
It's just the drug trip, yep. The episode 0 drug trip is still lingering somewhere.
Right.
Or
Well,
the bender he's been on while he couch surfs. Yeah,
And
that's funny by contrast, actually, now that you mention this, because Cass is the couch surfer that buys you stuff. Your Wraith is the couch surfer that is worthless, and you want out almost the instant they step through the door.
And expects you to give them things.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's what I'm best at, though, so...
And takes your food, yep.
dude.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
great.
So the reason for the drug trip in the first place, and so I knew my character was on drugs. That was always going to be a thing. But also, when we were playing the Jumpstart, there were some changes in personality between it and going into the real Cyberpunk Red game. And so I needed to make those work. So I was like, oh, well, the drugs make perfect sense for it then, since I was on drugs anyway.
I think in the long run, games decided I don't know if I can play how long I can play an interesting, silly, fluff-headed character.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he made the decision to okay, I'm going to re-roll this when we did our character gen.
I always play characters that make a lot of bad decisions in the first place.
Sure, yeah. Which is easy for a silly, fluff-headed person, but...
Right. I don't need one that doesn't put thought into the bad decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Silly, fluff-headed, it would be hard to play, I think, over time. I mean, somebody could do it.
No, one of my favorite Cyberpunk NPCs was Silly and Fluff-headed, so...
Oh, Flip? Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was. She was crazy.
So...
I'm actually curious, Games, why you chose Rocker Boy as your role.
There's a lot of good reasons for that, but largely because that's kind of my personality when I play games. I always try to play like that, okay, I'm going to be a mute street samurai that lives by a code of honor. But like me as a person, I'm very loud and I like to make jokes and talk about things. It's not necessarily that I get bored, it's that I have to shut off a large portion of who and what I am. And because naturally I just want to talk shit. So I have to be like, I know my character's not saying this, but that guy looks dumb. All right, now I'm back.
Yes, Patient Zero. That is exactly correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So the reason I picked Rocker Boy is because I like playing one of the non-conventional character types instead of playing like the solo or something like that. I like to play something that is a media or a police officer or a rocker boy. I like those outside ideas, and a rocker boy just allows me to be annoying enough with it.
Okay.
Why did you choose media?
Yeah, for sure.
So in session 0, media was not an option as the jumpstart pre-gen characters. She started as a nomad, and then when we kind of had this shift over, because me as a person apparently with my characters, even because I played with Exiles and RP server, all my characters get very heavily invested in stories, and I like pulling threads and following up on things. So media made a lot of sense. So was like, hey, have you looked at this role? I was like, no, I didn't know that existed, and it just fits so much better.
Yeah.
In wanting to pull those threads that I was already doing.
You were already doing it. That's why I
because even Buxy's a nomad, she'd already gone to the data term on the corner. She was already researching things, and it fit her so much better that
it really did.
Right.
And I saw that, and I'm glad you decided to take me up, or not take me up, but take the suggestion. Yeah, consider it. I mean, it could have still worked as a nomad, absolutely, but
yeah.
And I still have Nomad as kind of her background backstory.
Right. Yeah.
So she was a nomad, and now she's come into this
society.
She's still learning. Still learning.
Fair enough.
Not like Style and Jade, who's on top of everything.
Style and Jade.
Is it Jade or Jane?
Jade.
Okay, it is.
It's a namesake. I think that's the word, because her eyes are jade colored.
Oh.
I think I said that. Maybe
you did.
We probably did. Yeah.
Which is funny because I usually remember things pretty well.
Something I wanted to talk about before we really got started on this thing, but I'll talk about now while I'm thinking about it. So, unless we have other questions, I guess I should check that.
No, you're good for right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got questions on my sheet, but go for it.
Oh, okay. Well, I will quick intermission to do kind of an advert. Again, we're not sponsored by anybody. So This is really just me talking up a product that I fucking love. It is these Cyberpunk tarot cards that I found online, or on Etsy, and I can provide a link to them. But so Cyberpunk has this like expansion rule set about criticals, and what you do is you draw a card from a tarot deck. It doesn't have to be this one. Any tarot deck for the major arcana, and you do some extra. If you roll 3 6s, you do some extra thing. There's a whole list of what each card does. So I wanted to start implementing that, but I don't have tarot cards, and so I was just looking to see what I could find on Etsy, and I found these ones, these Cyberpunk ones that are after the Cyberpunk 2077.
Which looks awesome.
They look so
tarot
good.
deck, and they're just so fucking cool. So I had to pick them up, and I want to figure out how to like film me drawing these in the case that it happens some way. Just to do that. And they come in this neat magnetic box. They even came with the sleeves that they're in. So
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to that. It won't happen often, but when it does, I'm excited.
3 6s is a little rough, yeah, and it doesn't happen like on auto fire or explosives. It has to be a single target thing.
Yeah, I did it once since we started, because usually when I roll an explosive something, and it would explode again, I redo it just to see what the outcome would be. I don't tell you what it is, but I just to see what it would be. Once I have gotten a third 6 since we started.
Oh,
No.
happens.
So
Not sponsored by nobody.
right. No, Nestle Toll House, hit us up.
Yeah, anybody. We could really use some funding. I
By the
need
way,
a
the
better
spot-
camera angle.
Is brought to you by MeUndies.
Another thing I want to do, I'm trying to figure out the camera angle for the combat cam.
Yeah.
But I did receive a 3D printer for Christmas, so we should see some like
That's awesome.
3D printed terrain eventually in the future once I figure out where to set it up in my house and what I'm doing.
That'll be really cool.
But it should be very cool. We should have some cooler sets soon. Note ETA.
We do a lot of teasers during this that, with no
Yes.
projected outcome.
No.
This is what will maybe
One day in the future.
potentially happen. Soon TM.
Right.
Yes, soon TM.
We might be teasing the same things when we do this stream next year. So,
Exactly.
Yes.
so
Hey
we
guys,
finally got the
remember-
3D printer working.
Exactly. Ooh, sorry about that. I'm sure that was quite loud.
Were you banging on your mic?
I hit the table and it's just
Ah,
a very sensitive mic. Yeah,
fair enough.
an inside joke from now on between
Yeah.
you 7 people out there and us
But we'll know.
is that we tease things that will never happen.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah, so you had more questions, Jess, so
I did. I
will-
wrote stuff down. Wraith, games. Just
Yes.
really just super fun, whimsical question. When Wraith was going to get his breakfast burrito with Rico,
Uh-huh.
what kind of burrito was Wraith gonna get? Including toppings.
So I think that with Wraith the way he is, because he needs the bravado, that whatever he eats has to be like the spiciest, hottest, like it has no flavor left. It is just all capsaicin. So like because he's so macho, and so I think that like he loves burritos and he loves like just bean burritos, but he always orders like the Death Fire burrito. So I think that's the one he was gonna get that day.
Death fire burrito. It's hilarious.
What kind of taco did Moxie get? Oh yeah,
Moxie
I think I
got-
described
she
the
got
taco.
tequila. Yeah, she got
The
tequila.
tequila,
taco.
which sounds delicious. We are trademarking that, by the way. Nobody steal that.
I actually have a question for Cammy. I don't know if you
Cammy.
can answer this or not. Yeah.
Okay.
Does Cammy want to be in a relationship with Cass, or is she happy with their arrangement
Damn,
right
that's
now?
that's a rough question.
Ooh.
I feel like that's something that will come out through the RP eventually.
Okay. That's
Oh, yeah.
fair. I knew it was a long shot. I was like, I don't know if we can.
I will
talk about this.
provide a little a teaser to that, I suppose. There was something she wanted to talk about in the initial scene with Cass and Cammy, and then
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
got interrupted.
I remember that.
Yeah, so. That's all I'm going to say to that. I want to ask, even though you probably can't tell me, what the fuck are you planning to do to my Styling Jade?
No, nothing.
My beautiful
Nothing
Styling
bad.
Jade.
I'm just gonna shave her blonde hair. It's off her head. That's fine. No, nothing horrible.
Yeah, you don't have to answer that.
No, it should be
Nothing-
things that are horrible. Do it.
No, nothing horrible. But there was a hope of being able to do something, which I'm still, because it's still a possibility. I'm not going to say,
Okay.
but yeah, I'm not going to attack. I figured it'd be like on her level scale of fame. She's kind of up there, so doing anything
Jade?
bad would just it would not be smart on
Yeah.
Moxie's behalf, and Moxie is fairly intelligent.
Not without hard evidence and a
Yeah.
good story.
So
Yes.
Wraith has no reason to dislike her and would never do anything bad to her. But I, because of past interactions with media characters,
With my media characters?
always being a pain in my ass and causing me so much hardship, I want Jade to go down because right now she is the face of the evil media right now to me. So, but Wraith will never act against her.
Never?
Yet.
Well, it depends what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you had some pretty untoward things planned for dear old Christy Andrews.
Yeah, she had it coming.
She did kind of, though. She just fucking completely
Every
sandbagged
time.
you. Is that the word? I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the word.
uh-huh.
On her show. That was awesome.
That's when I was trying to make peace with her. She was doing that to me. That was after we already started having trouble, and I'm like, look, you know what? Let's put it behind us. I'll come on your show. And then she's like, yeah, let's just have a nice chat. It'll be nothing intense. And then she's like, why are you a bad person?
I know. It's not the exact RP, but yeah. It was good. It was good.
You'll find out. Blake. There's plans.
Cool.
There's
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I'm interested to see like all these pieces I give you and what you're gonna do with them. Because I see you writing down notes when I say something.
Oh, I am. Yeah, I write.
I just hope like it's consistent in the end, because that's. I mean, I have all my notes, but I have a lot of notes.
I've only caught a couple of things in edit that I'm like, not sure that's how that was, but all right, whatever.
Oh, really? Have I done? I'm sure I have.
They've been like tiny things though.
Yeah, I
don't even matter.
I know that the last stream I kept calling, and this isn't really.
Yeah, Cammy.
Yeah, I kept calling Cammy Cass because I had The thing is like it all worked in my brain, but on my initiative tracker that I'd wrote down, I had wrote Cammy twice, but I knew that the second I wrote Cass twice.
Yeah,
and the second Cass is Cammy, and I just somehow knew that and kept. I think I interacted the right way.
You interacted the right way,
it
which was
all
great
worked out
because you always said Cass, and then you were like, okay, so she's going to do this, and
Yeah.
you were very set that it was definitely Cammy. You just kept calling her Cass.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
And maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think I only called her Cass when the initiative turn came up. But otherwise, during the turn, I would call her Cammy. I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I hope so.
For the most part.
For the most, I might have messed that up too.
You know, honestly, because the last audio came out when we were super busy, I didn't get time to do my normal edits with it. Usually I spend about like 6 to 12 hours with the audio trying
Oh yeah,
to
by the
edit
way,
it for the podcast.
Am I pointing the right way?
I don't know, maybe.
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
think so.
This guy does all the audio editing.
You do all the
and I
YouTube
have
editing,
forced upon him the video editing as well. 'Cause I'm just far too busy.
Thank you for your hard work,
Yeah,
game.
thank you.
Oh yeah, no problem.
So beyond my skill set.
But that's why, like, I specifically, I'm like, well, there was this moment when you. It's because I'm like, oh no, I listened to that.
Yeah,
second
you should absolutely come to me with those so I can fix them as soon as
Okay.
I
time. All right, fair enough.
can. Because somebody is gonna. I imagine down the road, because I'm a space case, like
Right.
90% of the time, and it's very hard for me to keep track of things. But I think I do pretty well with this. But I imagine down the road somewhere in a year, somebody is going to just have like pages of things that I've done
Errors.
incorrectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
The
minor
only-
errors.
The biggest one you did, and it wasn't even a big deal, was in session 0
Yes,
or
true.
1. Ewan shot the ganger in the stomach, and then when you cut to them and
As the shoulder.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Robot Face was like, "How are you doing?" He's like, "My shoulder hurts, but I'll be all right." I'm like,
He didn't get shot.
Well, maybe his shoulder really hurt. Maybe,
Yeah,
you
maybe-
know, it was a leftover injury and he didn't realize
Exactly.
his stomach had been shot.
His stomach had got shot, and the shock wave
disrupted his shoulder.
yeah, disrupted
yeah.
his old injury. He was feeling it.
It's
Or he
like,
just
oh,
slept
man.
wrong. Or he just slept wrong.
I love to deal with my stomach, but my shoulder, man, it really hurts.
Honestly,
I
with
got
how
this
much
kink last night.
with how much damage it did to him, yes. A small stomach rumbling is probably the worst that happened.
Right,
Yeah, that didn't work too well.
right.
Anyway.
But typically, it's like tiny stuff like that that really doesn't matter. So,
Yeah, that's true.
plus,
Still.
if you look at like Wikipedia, the Star Wars fan groups, they make everything canon, even if it doesn't make sense. They're like, "Oh, those are two different species. That's why they, slightly different." So,
Yes,
one day we'll be
rely on that.
forgiven for all this when we're as famous.
Forgive
as
me
George
for my
Lucas.
sins in advance. Yeah. Oh, so I, not to interrupt any more questions you have, Jess, but I do want to
No, it's cool.
pose it to our live audience. If you guys have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and we will answer them.
Yeah.
For sure.
So yeah, if you have anything,
Yeah, your questions totally take precedence. Please ask.
yeah, throw them out there, and we will chat with you because that's what we're doing today.
Yeah. And
Um,
honestly, like, I love you guys, but we spend a lot of time before and after the show just BSing with us,
A lot
which is
of time.
effectively what we're doing today.
Yeah.
So really today is about us interacting with you guys in the way that we usually interact with each other.
Yeah, I make all of the cast curtain call about an hour and a half in advance just so I can bother them.
Yeah, it's usually
Actually,
us
I
just,
just-
like eating
yeah.
food.
Yeah.
I make them watch me do the setup, pretty much. I'm like, if I have to be here, you motherfuckers have to be here.
It's on YouTube.
Actually, you know what? I was going to ask a question of the cast. I'm going to ask it of our audience instead for you guys. Who is your favorite NPC so far?
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
that's a
good
cool
question.
question.
Yeah. I've got
I'm
like a
always
tie
curious.
of 2, but I'd like to see what the audience says.
Fair enough. I don't know
Did
what
you
I
say
would say mine
NPC?
is.
NPC, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, obviously the favorite PC is Moxie. Come on. now.
Right. I'm hashtag Team Moxie. That week I had to miss, and I could only participate in chat. It was hashtag Team Moxie all the
And
way.
I love that.
It's
so
not
much.
Z? Why not
Oh.
Z? I love Z.
Because she.
Because she was mean to me that one time.
I was gonna say because she walked out on him when he was heartbroken.
By the way,
Yeah.
I have an online friend named Z, and I just want her to know I did not name the character after her.
No, I actually think I named the character.
You named the
So-
character, yeah.
Yeah. So that's on me.
So Z,
But it is directed at you, Z.
yeah.
I've never met you. We're good.
I have no idea who this person is, but
She's awesome.
You know,
She's good people.
I always enjoy meeting your NPCs because you put a lot of time and thought into them. Even when you like it's on the spur of the moment, you still develop them really nicely. Like I remember NPCs from 10 years ago that you put into games because like we're very interesting characters, you know? And they stay with me. So I appreciate that. So it would be really hard for me to think of who my favorite would be also. So yeah. Though you based Kuniko on somebody, a real life person who I
said
know.
the name. That's it.
I know, but also just her working in, a restaurant and all that kind of stuff.
I
Like,
guess so, yeah.
So every time, like, I would like think of that character when you like
You think
when
of
we
the
met her
actual
and stuff.
lady.
Yeah,
I actually don't think I can remember what she looks like in real life.
I can. You want me to draw a picture of it?
Oh, thank you.
Aw.
I love Cammy. She's
Cammy's
Yeah,
she's
Cammy
great.
is awesome.
When I was writing her, I was so excited. I'm like, I'm gonna play this character. I'm so excited. Do my weird girl voice.
We need to get you with a tsundere voice so that you can have a grumpy girl voice.
Dave Wacko is an honorable mention for me.
yeah.
He was an interesting character that I kind of had something vaguely written for. I think he was the last minute add to the roster.
Yeah,
Chill Guy rapper. Zero Cool. No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zero Cool was the
yes.
band, but what was his name? I don't remember.
I have it written.
Yeah,
Did I write it? I'm looking at my notes. I'm like, oh, did I write it down?
but yeah, no, actually, I think I really
think
like
he's a
everybody at
single
the
act
concert.
though. So I think it's just.
It might be.
Let me look at my notes. I've got it.
No, I didn't write his name down.
Now I'm gonna go re-listen to the episode.
I have notes on this. I can't believe I don't remember.
You're cool.
Right? I know usually I remember everyone's names, but Dave Wacko was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting how I came out. How did that sound on audio, by the way? Because I
It sounded
yelled.
good.
I went fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I like that. You didn't peak in a bad way, and I
that's
think
good.
it worked out well. So, I would like to see more of him.
Yes.
Oh God.
I could see him being very good friends with
My
Ray.
poor voice.
Your voice would, yeah, it would go.
Yeah, and it's always the characters that are the hardest on your voice that I like the best. I'm like, oh yeah,
I know.
what was that Sasquatch's name when we were playing
Bitey.
Shadowrun? Bitey.
Yes.
He's a
'Cause it was
Sasquatch
Chewy.
imitator. Yeah. I loved him mostly because it was terrible for your voice.
Yeah, it was terrible. Hey guys, everybody. I don't remember how I did it.
Cammy,
Something
yeah,
like
no,
that.
Cammy does have a lot of depth and nuance, and I'm very excited. I hope she sticks around for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
So
Hopefully we don't kill her. So
Who said
get her
this?
killed.
that's what
It was somebody from a D&D podcast. Murphy from Not Another D&D podcast. He said, a quote, that NPCs are there to die. And that is very much my philosophy.
No, they're there to be our best friends. We're there to die.
Or lose limbs, either way.
Yeah.
I liked in my last Cyberpunk campaign, which we played for years before this, by the way, anybody who's watching. They definitely valued my NPCs more than their own characters' lives.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
I lost. So I was a rocker boy back then too, and I lost one of my group, and I got his face tattooed on my side. Not in real life. My character did, obviously, but like I did an entire me and goat cheese for life.
Goat cheese.
Yeah, I
Oh,
remember
yeah. I remember.
Goat Cheese and Boy Blue and Average
Yes.
Joe.
Yep.
I had the worst band ever.
That was his.
You know, thinking of Dave Wacko just screaming and then passing out is actually pretty hilarious.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
What soundboard do you have up there, buddy? You guys can't see this at home, but
Soundboard.
yeah, you've got like a Roaring Twenties one up.
Yeah, he does.
What? You're
Yeah.
talking to me?
Yeah.
Where?
You're in your...
Oh, the audience can't see that.
Oh, I know. I said that.
So it's Sirenscape. It's the music app that I use for like making stuff
I like
happen. Yeah, it's a
Ooh.
very cool app.
I might have to download that. Once again, not sponsored.
Once again, not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored is
Is our hashtag.
is our hashtag. Yeah, that's our another inside joke that we will have. Because we are not sponsored. Until we become sponsored, if that ever happens.
No, even then, we're going to hashtag not sponsored.
Okay. Then it's a little bit of a lie, though, don't you
I
think?
want to talk to you about the Manscaped 4.0. Hashtag not sponsored. But they did pay me.
But is.
Man, that's a company that really is advertising everywhere right now. Like, it was like HelloFresh and Stamps.com, and now it's like the Manscaped thing is everywhere. I'll be like watching a good Christian channel, and they'll be like, have you ever considered shaving your testicles? You should use this. No?
Nope. He hasn't ever seen it.
Everywhere I go, it is everywhere these days.
Maybe it's just targeted.
No, no.
No. I was just saying one of my favorite NPCs is probably Prawns, the doc.
Oh, Pawns.
Pawns.
P-O-N-D-S.
If there was an R or not.
It's okay.
I
It's
like
hard to
Pawns. He was
hear
very
him.
chill and very... No, I'm pretty sure I wrote it right in my notes and then I screwed it up. He was very, very chill and very, focused. And I'm very curious to go back and interact with him more when...
Oh, cool.
Eventually, when Moxie gets her hand back.
Yeah,
I love this whole,
like
I'm not going to save you this hand. Like...
Yeah.
We don't do that here.
If it's
Down
gone,
payment.
it's gone.
Oh my god, yes, the pet lady.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
that
good.
Right?
lady.
Okay,
Gina.
so you can't tell me if anyone survived, but can you tell me, did all of the pets survive?
I can't.
Just
tell
say
you.
yes. We already met one
No
of
pets
them.
were harmed in the making of this podcast
Yeah, there you go.
/ live stream.
Yeah.
Except for the ones in the building.
Oh.
Oh.
She seemed like a nice lady too. A little quiet. But
Yeah, she was a quiet, strange woman.
yeah.
Yeah, I was interested to see who you would connect to in the apartment. Glad it was Rico.
Yeah, just my best friend.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah,
that
just a
was
gang.
such a cool flip. Except for them are media personalities who live stream. Sure. Um, so yeah, I'm trying to think of, did I mention my favorite NPC?
I don't think so.
Who have I enjoyed? I like them all. All of them are like a little slice of me, so it's cool. Dave was fun to play. He was a little bit wild. It's nice to get crazy.
To have a reason to yell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I honestly enjoy playing Rex the best, though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think he's a cool dude, and he has his shit figured out, and he knows what he's doing. I don't know. He's just cool to play, I think.
Fair enough.
And I look forward to you interacting with him a lot. Hopefully, you will. Maybe. He's a fixer. He's the only fixer you all know. So
He doesn't have any
see.
clue who I am.
he doesn't.
No, there's a scene where
He kind of knows who I am.
Yeah.
As the passed
Where-
out chick without a hand.
yeah, he remembers
true.
that about you. But then Ewan brought me up in game, and he's like, "Yeah."
Oh yeah.
Wraith,"
He's
and
like,
he goes,
who's that?
Who the hell is Wraith?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I mean-
there would be no reason he would know me.
Yeah. I don't know how things are gonna go. I will keep you. I will remind everybody that Angus never left with the group, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, it's true.
That is true.
Hopefully he got my album for me. I don't think so.
So.
I doubt it.
Oh, Cammy did. She jumped the fence. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess she didn't directly leave with them.
Yeah, we all kind of went different ways.
Yeah.
I was really curious to know if Cass would have left Moxie if she had gone back. Or if he would have stuck around.
Based on what we know of the character, I think he would have stuck around.
Yeah, because he's kind of got that
So-
noble spirit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pushing her to leave, but it Angus would have bar none thrown Moxie over his shoulder or just
Peace
left her
route.
to die. It was going to be one or the other.
And that's fair. Chomp says, until I see her meet up, I will worry. That's fair.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
reasonable.
that's true.
Yeah. So
Honestly, I'm not sure any of us have made it out yet.
we'll see. So, what is the? This is what I'm curious about. What is the fan's favorite PC player character? I want to know what your guys' favorite character is. Yes.
Remember, vote #Moxie. Team Moxie.
You're so sweet.
How can I ask? Because I like putting my cast on the spot.
He
And
also
watching
has to
them
know who
sweat. Oh my
feels
God,
bad
it's
about
me.
murdering.
No, I'm just
Yes.
kidding.
Who's the favorite the PC so I can target them next?
Does
Yes,
Moxie need
exactly.
to lose another hand?
Who loses the next limb?
Because if you hate the character, it's just not impactful.
Exactly. Well, is it, instead of heartwarming crying, did they just cheer? Is it just
Yeah,
the
like,
opposite
"Yay!"
reaction? Woo!
Thank goodness they got.
No favorite PCs? You don't have to answer, guys.
Putting you on the spot there.
I just thought it'd be interesting. I don't know who would be mine.
It will not hurt my feelings, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know they're all good.
Yeah.
I like all the PCs. They're all really good.
Yeah. And I
What
think-
do you like about the PCs?
Me?
Our audience. You've
Oh.
talked a lot. Why?
Yeah, not that of you.
This is this is why I can't be a player, because I like to talk
Right.
too much, and I'm used to talking too much.
I do too, and you can't see it on stream, but I usually mute myself so that you guys can't hear me talking when I'm not supposed to be.
What are the different reasons, Chomp? Since you're answering,
Yeah.
you can list, instead of listing a favorite, just what draws you to that character.
There we go.
Oh,
Wraith.
Wraith. That surprises me.
Yeah, me too.
No,
honestly.
it's okay.
Type faster now.
Yes.
If this becomes a podcast, I would have to pick Wraith as my favorite because one, I tend to be more chaotic, and two, really like the depth and vulnerability. It's kryptonite.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I would honestly say that Moxie's probably my favorite of the PCs. That's just because I see a lot of character to her. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't seem... And I'm not trying to insult myself or any of the other cast, obviously. Because we all have our characters. But I like the arc that I see for her. So,
Yeah, I do too.
Interesting.
right.
liked Angus's annoyance with everyone just because he was supposed to be this murder machine and he tried so hard to be good super, and
Yeah, he was like
It's-
everybody's buddy, but he was like, I just want to kill you all, but I'm trying so hard to be a good father to you.
yeah. Honestly, I think Angus is my favorite just because I can identify with him a little bit.
Being annoyed.
Because I'm used to hurting cats because I'm a GM. No, I just really like Ewan, who plays Angus, just puts a lot of thought and gets very excited about his characters, and he can rant at me for longer than I can endure on the phone, which
sure.
I love.
Yeah, that's why I've always loved playing with him.
So he's just a really cool guy to play with. I'm gonna miss him being in our cast, but life is the way it is, and maybe things will clear up one day.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Teasing, he might come back this year.
Yeah, or not ever.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, and not because hashtag Team Moxie, but I've always been a fan of Wraith.
Hey, thanks.
He puts on this persona that I identify with so much because we always try to be what we want society to see us, and there's so much going on underneath. And like Moxie, I like to unpack those stories, pull those threads, and I know there's so much there, and I'm very curious to see what is lying underneath that surface that he projects.
Nice.
That's fair.
So
Awesome. And honestly, like, as far as Cass and Angus go as characters, they're both very much the everyman. I mean, in that world, not in our world.
Sure.
Yeah,
introduce people to.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that about them because that's usually who I identify with when I'm watching movies and stuff. Is like
It's
William
the point
H.
of the
Mason
character.
Yeah, it's the blank slate,
Mhm.
and I love that about like those characters. They're definitely characters. Like knowing the stuff going on with Cass is crazy, but like I like being able to identify with him in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
yeah, Cass.
Yeah.
I'm Cass. It's because he's so new. His character's so new. There's so much more to explore with his character. It's just like he
But
got to come
why?
in, and then it was like thrown into the situation. So I'm looking forward to see more of his actual character.
Yeah, me too.
That we
For
have.
sure.
Hi, Pupaz.
Hi.
Do a shout out. I like the way that Moxie interacts with the world, the pettiness of wanting that gum and Hot Wheels car, and the cleverness of checking the net for info and interacting with the world, and the compassion she developed. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I think you've probably had the most growth as a character.
Growth, but she's the least whole.
Right.
Yeah, she's interesting because it depends on who she's interacting with.
Yeah.
And that how people react to her is very much how she reacts to them. Angus being blunt and rude and quiet gets the worst side of her, absolutely 100%.
Right.
So
Cass is much harder to get a grasp on, but he just seems like a good guy, optimist who somehow doesn't realize how dark the world he's in is. Like the characters who don't notice gravity, and so they aren't affected by it. Yeah, that's sums him up. That character, anyway.
Let's go on this mission and explore this house, even though there's gangs and military. And...
Exactly.
I don't know these people, but sure, we'll go steal some stuff.
We're not directly getting paid for this?
Doesn't matter. I'll do it for the fun. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how he develops, and Hades is a shy guy like we mentioned, but he does good work.
Yeah, I've had some great role-playing moments with him over the years.
Yeah, I played with him for a long time, so there's a reason why he's on the cast.
I feel like, no, I mentioned it in episode 1, but I haven't really talked about it much, but we've played together for more years than there are on the calendar. And so like I have a lot of experience with a lot of these players. Jess being the newest one, but I think that we're building great rapport, and I enjoy that.
Jess has been an awesome addition. She's you're good to play with.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not handle compliments well.
We can move on to ask your next question.
I was gonna say though, Moxie being against Wraith, and just protecting him off the bat there, that actually comes from her backstory. History as to why she did that.
I was actually really curious about that as well when it happened, because I was expecting her to light into Wraith because he does crazy shit.
If he looked fine,
we'll play more sessions.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh yes. I'm actually very much looking forward to when they can sit down and just talk. No offense to you, Blank. But when the characters can just sit around the table and talk to each other and get that connection of, okay, where are we going next, and who are you, and what's going on.
And I think that'll really help us bring out the backstory for the audience a little bit.
Yeah.
So I love those organic moments. Yeah.
Blank can be Cammy. Yeah.
Yes, you know what? That's true. That's fair. I'm good with that. That's true. I like Cammy. Moxie really likes Cammy, and she's largely biased by the fact of her VR set that was bright colors and had a sticker and swearing on it. And she's like, "You, good person, we're gonna be friends." It was purely based on the VR set, and then she remembered her name. She asked how she was, and she's like, "Oh, I really like you now. You care. All right.
We are best friends."
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a good moment too. Speaking of awesome character moments, I like when you guys complimented the hair, and she's like, "Oh, this jacket." Yeah, it's good. It's good. Do you have more questions?
The only other question I have, if we wanted to talk about them, was short-term goals for the characters.
I don't know.
This one I have to think.
I feel like this is really spoilery if we talk about it.
It could be.
It might be. But I mean, that was kind of our thing.
I kind of asked you something that is related to this earlier.
Right.
Involving this Style and Jade.
Well, we can tease what's about to happen. My character will find the Ark of the Covenant. Or he won't.
Or he won't.
I'm kind of hoping. You know what? We'll just one day Cammy will get us all to play like the elf thing online.
Elf lines.
And you'll find an item called the Ark of the Covenant, and you'll be like, mission accomplished.
I'm out.
And then sell it so he can hire someone to get his album back. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
It's like best solo out there. I need him. Got this. Super rare.
Full of all kinds of skulls and things. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Games?
No, I kind of ask them as we're going.
I think I do too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the intrigue of finding out and discovering these things.
Yeah, in the game.
Yeah,
me too.
And it's kind of like when I am running games, which I'm sure at some point you'll want to break, or we'll do a second series or something, and I'll end up running a game for everybody. I apologize now. I'm fairly chaotic. I always have my B point and my A point written out, but I let you guys develop the middle part, and my chaos does not just extend to Wraith, it is just kind of life. So, I'm sorry.
Games can run the MMO.
Right. That's the episode I get to do.
Oh, that would actually be a cool
amazing
idea. Although,
Blank can play.
Like, high fantasy isn't really your genre, though.
I actually got a whole bunch of high fantasy role-playing stuff for Christmas.
Did you really?
So, yeah.
Oh,
and it is not my normal genre. I usually do gothic horror.
Oh, you do gothic horror, yeah.
Modern, yeah.
But, so.
Yeah.
Cool. I am out of questions unless you, audience, have anything else to ask us or talk about.
Yeah.
I will move to wrapping up.
We might just say Happy New Year and go to our outros.
Do our outros.
Yeah.
Typed yours
All right.
already? You did. You typed quite a few. Thank you for that. Thank
We
you for
appreciate it.
everybody for interacting and talking to us. It was fucking awesome to have you. It was really cool to do this. Join the Discord, yes.
Yeah,
Join
for
the
sure.
Discord.
Thank you.
Look us up on the social medias. Follow us on Twitch. That's what we really need right now. We're trying to get affiliate, and we still need people to follow us on Twitch. Yes, and Happy New Year,
Happy New
everybody.
Year.
Yeah. And you know what? We love hearing from the fans, even in general chat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm on that
yeah.
Discord all the fucking time. Just
Oh yeah,
chatting
and I
with
love that
people.
like
And-
one of our users, Wolf, like most mornings is like,
Oh,
"All right,
dude.
guys, go out there and do awesome," and it's just so great. to,
yeah,
like, read
that's
that
such
when
a
I get up.
great positive environment that he brings. Dude, Wolf, you're awesome, man.
Yeah, I actually
Everybody here
was
is
in
awesome.
on one of his streams the other day, and he was super cool. To
Yeah,
be on,
he's
so.
a chill dude. I like that
Yeah.
guy.
We love you too, Lil Chop.
Don't be mistaken. We love.
Yeah.
We watch. Like,
We,
one of my favorite parts about after the stream is just to come to the thread to watch how you're
Yes.
reacting to how
Right.
how the stream is going or wherever
Even
you're
if I
watching
don't,
it.
yeah, if I have to walk away and I come back and I just see the reaction.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, I know what that was in reference to. Oh, I know
Exactly.
what that was in reference to. Oh, you just wait.
Yes, I enjoy that. That's a lot of fun. And all of you people should go and interact with us on that. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Just have a good time. Yes, I don't have anything really more to say. Oh, I think Oxford Strong is still something that's going on. That's to
We'll
support
check on that before next week, but yeah.
the support for the families affected by the Oxford shootings recently. Please go support them. There's a link in this Discord chat. You can find it somewhere, and we can provide it some other. It's everywhere we've posted so far. So go support them, and Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great one.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Thank you so much for being here. We love you all.
Bye.
Bye.